and now that it is day number 3 of our Christmas Eve countdown, I thought I would do a video about 3 things that I learned during the year. Hopefully you guys can relate, or it gives you guys some help. So let's get started. Number 1 is when people tell you who they are, believe them. Of course this sounds self-explanatory, but what I mean by this is if someone tells you, don't trust me, or don't be my friend, I'm gonna hurt you, or I'm, not whatever, believe them. And I say this because, usually when people say things like that, they're saying it and then you want to be like, oh no, you're good, you won't hurt me, or you're good, you're going somewhere with your life. But 9 times out of 10 when someone says that to you, it's because they've behaved like that in the past. And 9 times out of 10 that will come to the forefront in your dynamic with that person as well. Usually if I'm talking to someone and they're trying to be really nice to me and I know that I would just do them dirty, if it's some random person or whatever, then I'm gonna be like, no, don't try to get to know me. And that's because I just don't see myself being able to give them the attention they deserve or whatever. So whether that's a friendship or a romantic interaction, I think that it's definitely true, and it definitely reappears a lot. People oftentimes say stuff about themselves that proves to be true. The second thing is to know that the only person who can ultimately make decisions for you is you. And I mean, this one is self-explanatory, but just to elaborate a little bit, you can't go around, this is something I do a lot, I'll go ask people for a bunch of advice on things, and they'll be like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, but at the end of the day, the person that makes the decision is me. So if I want to believe everyone else's advice, it doesn't really help me in the long run, because if their advice isn't going to get me where I need to go, then I'm just playing dice, with my life. Oh, which decision will I make today? That's not productive. And like I said again, it's your life. So if you want to get here, if you want to be a millionaire, you can't listen to all these other people telling you what decision they think you should make, unless you're surrounded by other millionaires. So that's just something to keep in mind. And the last one is just that you can't force connections with people. And this one kind of brings both of the other ones together, because if you think about it, you can't force a relationship. And I know a lot of people that try to stretch relationships, whether they're friendships or romantic interactions, further than they can realistically go. And it creates problems. And I mean, I've probably done this before too. If you're not still willing to discuss and work on things with that person, and it's just sort of you're going through the motions. I see this in friendships more so than romantic interactions, because it's kind of harder to fake a romantic interaction than or relationship rather than a friendship. But yeah, don't force that. If you really don't like that person, or you really can't you can't mess with them like that, then don't hang out with them all the time. That makes you fake, and you're wasting your time too, because if you don't want to be that person's friend anymore, you have a reason for that. So to continue to go through the motions, you're wasting your time, effort, and probably sacrificing something too. So yeah, that's just something I realized. You can't really force relationships with people. And I mean, of course I've seen people try to force romantic relationships too, but that's just kind of a harder thing to force. So more so friendships than romantic relationships. But anyway, those are my 3 things that I learned in 2016. Later on this year, I'll probably have a New Year's resolution video or something like that. But leave me a comment telling me things that you guys have learned about people throughout this year. Give me a thumbs up if you related to these things, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you.